There is no denying that COVID has impacted everyone across America in various ways, but local musicians and bands have felt the major impact from COVID surrounding how live shows and promotion will be affected later on. I sat down with current ASU Cronkite student and member of local band Cablebox, Vaughan Jones, and asked him questions concerning the impact that the virus has had on his band. Do you feel like you and your band have grown more during this pandemic rather than before when you guys would constantly be together bouncing ideas and doing gigs all the time?
I feel like, sadly, no. I feel like, as a group, I feel like a little bit disjointed from them sometimes, but I don't think that it's, I guess in a way, like, because we were together, like, at least once a week for almost a year, excluding summer when one of our keyboard player was back at home, we were together a lot, so we were constantly together and all that stuff. But I guess it's given us like an opportunity to realize how tight we are as a unit because we can spend this much time apart and still really be, working and caring about this because it's hard to care about a lot of stuff,
Who were like your biggest influences to like keep going, keep making music during this time when like a lot of people had like started like slowly losing passion in the things that they were before?
That's a great question. I mean, together as a band, like I feel like the rest of my bandmates are kind of like my number one passion in that respect. I mean, they are all fantastic people, and the motivation that I have to keep making music is that I get to see them and I get to talk to them and work with them. My girlfriend, who some of the songs that I write are about her, so every time I see her I kind of get that artistic inspiration. And then like my dad, who he helped us record our album. He's an audio engineer, and so him like offering to help us out and all that stuff, and he's just been a huge influence in my life musically anyway. So
during the beginning stages of COVID, everyone was forced to stay at home and be out of the public, allowing for a blessing in disguise to occur, exploring and trying new things, especially within music. Have you all explored like new music styles by listening to like new songs and like trying to gain from that and try to build up what you've previously had?
Oh yeah. Over the pandemic, like I specifically myself gained a new appreciation for Phoebe Bridgers. So a couple of the songs I've written more recently are in like kind of her vein and her style. Like arpeggiated picking and like kind of light, like heavier lyrically. So it's a little different. So yeah, there's that, and then like our other guitarist, Nick, has just listened to a ton of new and different music. I feel like he sends me a playlist every week where it's like just new stuff, and he's like, I want to write something that sounds like this, And so there's a lot of that because we just have a lot more free time to just like listen to music.
You are a part of Blaze Radio, and so how have new members and like previous members like influenced you more in like songwriting and bringing those ideas to like within your band?
Oh yeah, I mean, in terms of like working at Blaze, it's really funny. An older than me actually, a member. She does a show called Desi Tunes, and our guitar player is Indian. He makes Indian music on the side. And so one week she was like, "Hey, do you have any fun stories about Dinesh? I'm gonna like interview him, and I want to ask him some good questions." And I was like, "That's crazy." But like at some of the music tastes, like I always say this, it feels like every year, like as the music director, I get less cool, and the kids that come in get cooler than me. They just know so much more about music than I do, and there's like they bring me like 5 new artists a week where they're like, have you listened to this person? And like that, listening to other music helps me grow my songwriting. So
when closing out the interview, I asked Vaughan if there was any advice he would give to anyone toying with the idea of giving up on their music during this current predicament we all face. What is one piece of advice you are willing to give to anyone who will be watching this and are having doubts about like whether or not they should continue musically with their own stuff? And because like during this time a lot of people don't have that much of an audience and they're trying to reach out more, but it's hard to do so and maintain being safe.
Yeah, the worst thing that someone can say if you ask them to listen to your music is no. So you just continue to promote yourself, and the worst thing that someone could say is no. Like that's really honestly like, because you should be making music for you. So if you kind of lose that energy, then maybe take some time off of it, but you should be making music for you. So that's the number one thing. As long as you're still having fun, then nobody else matters, whether you have 5 listeners or 5 million listeners. It doesn't matter.
What can people who listen to your music and follow you as a band expect from you now after COVID?
Well, the album for one, and just just some energy, you know, like once we come out, like once our tracks are polished and finished and we can start releasing singles and stuff, you know, kind of our social media kind of getting more active and kind of coming back into fruition. We hit 200 Instagram followers a few months ago, kind of a big deal, kind of a landmark, but just kind of making sure that we're bringing people, you know, getting back into actually doing stuff. So for a while we've been a little bit dormant, but we should be ready to go here soon.
And you want to shout out your band's Twitter handle or Instagram and everything for people to follow you?
Our Cablebox, I think it's Cablebox_music. Let me double check that just so that it's Cablebox. That's one word, Cablebox. We don't usually use Twitter, we use Instagram, but it's Cablebox_music on Instagram.
Okay.
And we'll be posting some stuff soon once we have our first single out, which should be out within a couple months, which is exciting.